The art of influence, how to recognize and use social masks to your advantage. Ever felt like the people around you are wearing masks? Not the Halloween kind, but ones they slip on every day to get ahead. Today, we're ripping those masks off and showing you how to use them to your advantage. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of fake personas and social masks. We'll explore how understanding these masks can help you navigate tricky social hierarchies and build real influence. Imagine being able to see through the charades and knowing exactly when someone's being genuine or playing a part. Stick around because by the end, you'll have a toolkit of strategies to spot these masks and even use them to your benefit. Setting the stage, the world of social masks. Think about your last office meeting or a social event. Chances are, you noticed a mix of confident leaders, people who act overly friendly, and even a few who seem to be hiding their true feelings. This isn't just coincidence, it's the art of influence at work. Everyone wears a mask to some degree, and these masks aren't always bad. Sometimes they're the secret sauce behind powerful influence. Social masks are like costumes we wear in everyday life. They help us project an image, control how others see us, and sometimes even protect us. But here's the twist. Understanding these masks can give you the upper hand. It's like having backstage access to the world's biggest social play. What are social masks? At their core, social masks are the personas we adopt to fit in, impress, or even manipulate our way through various situations. These aren't necessarily lies. They're often a blend of truth and artifice designed to serve a purpose. The confident leader, the person who always seems sure of themselves even when they're uncertain. They use their mask to inspire trust and authority. Real-world example. Think of a charismatic CEO who projects unwavering confidence even in tough times. Their mask helps them rally investors and employees. The eternal optimist, the one who always has a smile and a positive word regardless of the circumstances. Their mask is designed to attract like-minded people and create a supportive environment. Real-world example. Consider a social media influencer who projects constant positivity. Their sunny persona builds a loyal community, even if behind the scenes, things are far more complex. The mysterious stranger. Someone who reveals just enough to pique your curiosity, but never enough to fully understand them. This mask creates allure and makes people want to know more. Real-world example. Ever met that intriguing person at a networking event who hints at deep knowledge or secret projects? Their mystery becomes a tool for influence, drawing others in. Understanding these masks helps you see the strategies behind everyday interactions. When you notice someone's mask, you can decide how to respond, whether to mirror their behavior, challenge it, or use the information to your advantage. The problem, navigating a sea of facades. Now, imagine walking into a room where everyone's wearing a mask. It can be overwhelming, right? You might find it hard to tell who's genuine and who's playing a part. This uncertainty can lead to miscommunication, mistrust, and even conflict. Consider these common challenges. Misreading intentions. When people hide behind masks, you might misinterpret their true intentions. A colleague's cheerful smile could be masking their competitive streak, leading you to misjudge their actions. Lost opportunities. If you can't tell who's sincere, you might miss out on forming meaningful connections. You could end up investing time in a relationship that's built on artifice rather than trust. Power imbalances. In social hierarchies, those who master the art of the mask often control the narrative. Without knowing how to spot these masks, you might unwittingly give away your own influence or fall prey to manipulation. These challenges show why understanding social masks isn't just an academic exercise. It's a survival skill in today's fast-paced, image-conscious world. Peeling back the layers, real-world examples. Let's jump into some real-world stories that illustrate how social masks work and how you can use them to your advantage. The corporate climber. Meet Jake. Jake works at a big tech firm, and like many of us, he's noticed that success isn't always about who's the most skilled. It's about who can play the game. In his office, there are two types of people. The overt achievers. They shout about their successes in meetings, wear expensive suits, and always seem to have a smile on their face. Their mask is one of constant achievement. The quiet strategists. These individuals are quieter, more reserved, and often keep their opinions to themselves. But behind their calm facade lies a razor-sharp mind for strategy. They listen more than they speak, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Jake realized that by understanding these masks, he could better position himself. Instead of trying to be the loudest voice in the room, he started listening closely. He observed when the overt achievers were merely playing a part, and he learned from the quiet strategists who seemed to know the real pulse of the company. By aligning with those who had genuine insight rather than just showmanship, Jake eventually earned a promotion. Not because he mimicked anyone, but because he knew when to peel back the layers and get to the truth. The social media maven. Then there's Sarah, a social media influencer known for her relentless optimism. Her feed is a stream of sunshine and rainbows. But behind the perfect posts, Sarah once confided in a friend that she felt the pressure of maintaining her mask. Every smile, every motivational quote was a deliberate choice to inspire her followers, even on days when she was struggling. Sarah's turning point came when she started sharing not just the polished moments, but also the small, genuine struggles behind the scenes. Her followers began to see that her mask wasn't a fake. It was a carefully chosen persona that made her relatable and trustworthy. In doing so, she deepened her influence. Her mask became a bridge rather than a barrier, connecting her with a wider audience who appreciated the blend of positivity and authenticity. The political persona. Political figures are masters of the mask. Think about the debates and press conferences where every word, every gesture is calculated. One famous example is how politicians often adopt different personas depending on their audience. On the campaign trail, a candidate might project an image of being a down-to-earth problem solver. In closed-door meetings, however, they might be shrewd negotiators who know how to pull the strings. A study from a renowned political science institute found that voters are more likely to support candidates who display what researchers call adaptive authenticity, a blend of a relatable persona and a savvy, sometimes hidden, agenda. This dual mask not only wins hearts, but also builds coalitions that are hard to break apart. Bullet points. Politicians tailor their masks to suit the context. They use charm in public while negotiating tough deals behind closed doors. This adaptability creates trust on the surface, even if the real tactics are more complex. By analyzing these examples, you can start to see that social masks aren't inherently deceitful. They're tools. And like any tool, their effectiveness depends on how and when you use them. Strategies to spot the mask. So how do you learn to spot these masks? It starts with paying attention to behavior, context, and subtle cues that might reveal the real person underneath. Here are some simple, practical strategies. Observe consistency. Genuine behavior tends to be consistent over time. If someone's actions or words fluctuate wildly depending on the audience, they might be switching masks. Example, a colleague who praises everyone in public but gossips in private is likely using a mask to maintain a professional image. Look for micro-expressions. These are the tiny, almost involuntary facial expressions that slip through when someone is trying too hard. A split-second frown or a brief look of uncertainty can be a clue. Tip: train your eyes by watching interviews or debates. Notice when a smile doesn't quite reach the eyes, or when confidence seems to waver for a fraction of a second. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage people to share more about themselves in a relaxed setting. Real stories and detailed explanations often reveal more than rehearsed catchphrases. Example, instead of asking, "Did you enjoy the project?" try, "What was the most challenging part of that project for you?" This invites a more honest response. Reflect on your own masks. Sometimes, the best way to understand others is to examine your own behavior. What masks do you wear? When do you feel most authentic? This self-awareness can sharpen your ability to detect the masks others wear. Turning the tables, using social masks to your advantage. Now that you've learned how to identify social masks, let's talk about flipping the script. Instead of feeling threatened by these facades, you can use them as stepping stones to build influence. Here's how. Mastering your own mask. You don't have to reveal every aspect of who you are to be effective. In fact, a well-crafted persona can open doors and create opportunities. Create a relatable image. Whether you're in the workplace or online, shape your persona to resonate with your audience. Show a mix of confidence and vulnerability. People trust someone who's human. Example, a business leader might share stories of past failures along with triumphs, showing that success is a journey with ups and downs. Adapt to the situation. Just as you spot masks in others, learn to adjust your own mask to suit the context. When in a formal setting, project professionalism. In casual settings, let your personality shine. Tip: practice mindfulness. Ask yourself, what do I want people to see right now, before stepping into a meeting or social event. Be strategic about reveals. Don't lay all your cards on the table immediately. A slow reveal of your true self can build intrigue and respect. Insight: think of it as a TV series. You want to give enough of a storyline to keep people hooked without spoiling the entire plot at once. Using the masks of others. Once you're adept at recognizing masks, you can turn that insight into influence. Here's a step-by-step approach. Identify key players. In any group, there are those who hold power because of the masks they wear. Pinpoint the individuals whose personas shape the group dynamics. Bullet points. Who are the loud voices? Who seems to be the silent influencer? Who is the mystery that others are drawn to? Mirror and validate. People tend to open up to those who reflect their own energy. If you identify someone's mask, subtly mirror their style. This doesn't mean faking who you are. It means acknowledging their approach. Example: if someone is always upbeat and optimistic, a dash of enthusiasm in your responses can build rapport. Ask the right questions. Use the strategies we talked about, open-ended questions, noticing micro-expressions, to get beneath the surface. Tip: in a meeting, if someone is being overly positive, ask, "What's one challenge you've overcome recently?" This can prompt them to share a more genuine story. Build alliances. Once you understand who's wearing which mask, you can strategically align yourself with those who have genuine influence. Offer value where it's needed, and you'll find that your influence grows naturally. Insight: sometimes, aligning with the quiet strategist rather than the boisterous achiever can yield better long-term benefits. Quiet leaders often hold the real power behind the scenes. Real-life impact, a success story. Let's circle back to our earlier story about Jake. When he started noticing the masks at his workplace, he didn't just observe, he acted. By aligning with the quiet strategists and learning from them, Jake built a reputation for being thoughtful and insightful. When a major project hit a snag, it wasn't the loud voices that got the best ideas. It was Jake's calm, analytical approach that saved the day. Jake's experience teaches us a vital lesson. Influence isn't about shouting the loudest or being the most visible. It's about understanding the undercurrents of behavior and using that knowledge to foster trust, collaboration, and respect. Bullet points: influence grows when you listen more than you speak. Authenticity combined with a well-crafted persona wins over pure bravado. Aligning with the right people, those who understand the system, can propel you forward. The turning point: embracing the dual nature of social masks. Here's the climax of our discussion: the realization that social masks are not inherently deceptive. They are tools, ones that, if used wisely, can help you navigate complex social landscapes. The key moment comes when you see that every mask has two sides. The protective side: masks can shield you from criticism, help you cope with rejection, and give you the confidence to take risks. The empowering side: when you master your own mask, you project strength, adaptability, and strategic thinking. You become a person, others naturally want to follow or collaborate with. Picture this, you're at a networking event where everyone is busy showcasing their best selves. Instead of feeling intimidated by the array of polished personas, you start using your new lens. You recognize the overconfident talker who might be compensating for self-doubt, the overly cheerful person who might be hiding stress, and even the quiet one whose silence speaks volumes. With this insight, you engage more meaningfully, ask questions that cut through the pretense and build genuine connections. This moment, when you transition from simply being a spectator to an active player in the game of influence, is a game changer. It's the moment when you realize that social masks are not barriers. They're doorways to understanding human behavior on a deeper level. Key takeaway: every mask you encounter offers clues. Learn from them. When you blend empathy with keen observation, you not only see the truth behind the facade, but also create an environment where authenticity can emerge. This shift in perspective is what ultimately empowers you to use social masks to your advantage, transforming potential obstacles into stepping stones. Wrapping it up, your path forward. So what have we learned? Social masks are everywhere, and while they might seem like obstacles, they can actually be your secret weapon. By understanding and identifying these masks, you gain the ability to navigate complex social hierarchies, recognize who's really calling the shots, build genuine influence, use the masks of others to guide your interactions, craft your own persona, project confidence, adaptability, and authenticity in a way that resonates with people. Remember, it's not about faking it, it's about being smart. Everyone wears a mask to some degree, and by learning to spot these subtle cues, you can make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and ultimately, gain more influence in every area of your life. Here are a few practical steps to start your journey today. Observe more. Take a moment in your next conversation to notice the little things, tone of voice, microexpressions, and inconsistencies. Practice reflective listening. When someone is speaking, focus on what's behind their words. Ask yourself what they might be trying to convey beyond the surface. Be mindful of your own persona. Think about how you come across in different situations. Are there masks you're wearing that might be hindering genuine connections? Experiment with adaptation. Try adjusting your approach in small, low-risk situations. Adapt, use this insight to refine your own approach. Engage, build deeper, more genuine connections. This isn't just about influence, it's about empowerment. When you see behind the mask, you reclaim control over your interactions and, by extension, your life. Whether you're in the boardroom, at a party, or online, knowing the art of influence gives you a strategic edge. Final thoughts, the dance of masks and authenticity. Let's end on a note that ties everything together. Life is a dance of masks and authenticity. Sometimes you need to wear a mask to protect yourself or to fit in. Other times, peeling it off and showing your true self is the bravest move you can make. Imagine a masquerade ball where every participant is carefully choosing their disguise. The night is full of mystery and allure, but the best connections happen when someone dares to remove their mask, even if just for a moment, revealing a glimpse of the person underneath. That moment of vulnerability creates a spark of true connection, a reminder that behind every mask, there's a human being with hopes, fears, and dreams. Metaphor reminder, think of social masks like layers of an onion. The outer layers might be there to protect or enhance the flavor, but the core is what makes it unique. Peel back enough layers, and you discover the genuine essence beneath. When you embrace this duality, you become more than just an observer of social dynamics. You become a master of your own influence. And that's a power that no one can take away from you. Time to take action. Before we wrap up, here's your takeaway. Start seeing the masks, understand their purpose, and then use that insight to navigate your world with confidence and authenticity. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. If you found these ideas eye-opening, hit that subscribe button or check out the next video on our channel. It's time to start influencing your world, one genuine connection at a time. By now, you should have a clear roadmap to recognize and even use social masks to your advantage. From the boardroom to the coffee shop, these tools can help you make sense of the chaos, build meaningful relationships, and ultimately become the master of your own social narrative. Let's recap the journey. We started with the idea that everyone wears a mask, sometimes to protect themselves, sometimes to get ahead. We broke down real-world examples, from corporate climbers and social media influencers to seasoned politicians, illustrating how these masks operate. We discussed practical strategies to spot these masks, like observing consistency, noticing microexpressions, and asking the right questions. We then explored how you can master your own mask to project authenticity and influence. Finally, we wrapped it all up by emphasizing that true power comes from understanding the dance between masks and authenticity. As you move forward, remember that being savvy about social masks doesn't mean you have to become manipulative. It means you're taking control of your own interactions, understanding the dynamics at play, and using that knowledge to foster trust and genuine connections. In our everyday lives, this skill can transform how we work, interact, and even lead. Whether you're negotiating a deal, networking at an event, or just chatting with a friend, the ability to read between the lines will help you navigate complexities with ease. Final bullet points. Understand the role of masks. They protect, they influence, and they sometimes hide vulnerability. Learn from real-world examples. See how successful people use masks to create trust and build alliances. Implement simple strategies. Observe, reflect, and adapt in every conversation. Empower yourself. Use these insights to make more informed decisions and build lasting relationships. This is your invitation to start seeing the world through a sharper lens, one that picks up on the subtle signals and hidden cues that make human interaction so fascinating. And who knows, the next time you walk into a room full of masked personalities, you might just be the one who holds the key to unmasking the truth. So go ahead, take this knowledge into your everyday life. Use it to ask better questions, to build deeper connections, and to become a more influential force in every setting. The art of influence isn't about trickery. It's about understanding people on a deeper level and using that insight to create a more authentic, empowered life. If you're ready to step up your social game and start making real connections, now's the time to put these ideas into practice. Before we sign off, remember, your next big breakthrough in relationships, leadership, or career might just come from the moment you decide to peel back a mask, either someone else's or your own. Thank you for sticking with me through this deep dive into the art of influence. Keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and always remember that every mask hides a story waiting to be uncovered. Now go out there and start mastering the dance of masks and authenticity. If this video resonated with you, hit subscribe or check out our next video to continue your journey toward greater influence and genuine connections.